behind the velvet rope. Let's just get right into it today because we are joined by the one, the only Andrea Lopez.
Woo! Hi, David. Hi, everybody. How are we?
I mean, listen, we're going to get into some other people that are going to be here today with us.
Right.
But how are you? How is your in Jersey? How is Jersey doing today?
We are Jersey strong today. Everything is great on the Jersey side. The trailer just dropped, so we already know that we're going to get into that because it's big news.
It is big news. You do listen, you do these, you're going to do some impressions here today too. But how did you get? I'm so intrigued. Like, I can't sing, I can't do an impression. Somehow I have built this podcast into a thing, but that's a whole different thing. I could not do I mean, I do impressions here. I do an
Yeah.
impression of Morgan Wade, but you are an actual
I
professional who does real impressions.
Listen, David, I was going to come on here and compliment you on the Morgan Wade because I went to you because Sarah Fraser and I go way back. So she connected us two. And so the first impression I heard was you doing Morgan Wade, and it blew me out of the water. You got that Southern twang with a little bit of the crackhead kind of broken down. You did it. You did it.
I was like, I don't know where this came from. It was not planned, but I don't know if people are over it, but I'm obsessed with my own Morgan Wade and I can't stop. So she's not going anywhere.
You have a supporter in me. Listen, impressions are so fun. And I think with all the platforms, it's really helped me have a audience for it. But before then, it was just kind of like Saturday Night Live. But I always loved doing voices. I started impersonating my teachers in school. And then, my mom just needed so much laughter and comedy in her life. She just had a hard life. And so I was my mom's best friend, basically. And just growing up in that environment, my whole goal in life was to make people laugh. So that's where it really stems from.
Wow. And like, how do you pick? So I know you do Teresa, which you'll do here today.
Right.
How do you pick the people that you do impressions of?
They have to entertain me to the point where I'm dying laughing. So Teresa was one of my OGs, and she is an OG. Just old Teresa, you guys remember when she didn't even know that she was funny. That's like one of my favorite, like the early seasons, right? Back with Joe. And I just pick out these people that not only entertain me, make me laugh, but they also have like a certain deep, great. I mean, I do Kourtney Kardashian, Teresa, and Kristin Cavallari, and they all have this weird, like guttural, like, I don't know, like it's like deep in like down here. And as soon as I started doing Teresa, like the first year I did it, it was awful. And you just keep on working at it, and you just keep on listening and watching them, and you get their idiosyncrasies. And now I have like three words that Teresa says, and I just repeat those, like, oh my God, that's crazy. And then Louis and love, love, love.
And ingredients is.
Of course, ingredients is and cumin or cum. I don't know how to say the spices, but cumin. Yeah.
How did you start doing Kourtney Kardashian? Can you give us some Kourtney Kardashian? Because I think it is so spot on.
Thank you. Kourtney, let's
Like,
see.
why Kourtney? Like, why not Kim? Why not Chris? Why not
Right.
Chloe Money?
Oh, now Chloe Money, one of my favorites because she really does make me laugh so much. But I think Kourtney was just this deadpan humor that I loved. So even if you could do the most impressive thing, you could do a backflip, a cartwheel off of a 10-story building, and Kourtney will just stare at you and be like, I am just not impressed. That's cool, but like I could probably do it better. I just loved how Chloe was like snarky, a little bitchy, and I had so much fun with her.
And when you do your Kourtney with Chris together, it's like heaven.
Okay, so no, and you know what? It's so funny. People think that Chris is me, but it's my
It's
my
not.
podcast co-host, Anna Roisman. And so we started doing, she's been doing voices for a while. And when you meet somebody, it's probably like you and Sarah, like you guys just get each other and people love you two together. And that's what Anna and we had this dynamic. So we've been doing Chris and Kourtney for almost a year and a half now.
That's a whole thing. That
It's a
could
whole
be a
thing.
whole.
We
And
Yes.
you said so like you did this, you were hired to do a birthday party recently where like this is what you do now. And they just wanted Teresa, or was it true
Yeah.
Teresa? Like you show up as Teresa.
So it was this crazy thing. I had never really done appearances in the form of like a private birthday party. I've done hosting, you do a convention, whatever you get hired for, but it was almost like Cameo on crack. So they said, okay, we rented a room and we want you to come and do a couple voices, but all the women are from Jersey. So obviously we love housewives. And if you could just bring Teresa and do a little bit of like a comedy bit for the birthday girl. I'm thinking, oh my God, do I get a microphone? What is this going to be like? Okay, David, it was a tiny little room, a private room in a very, very ritzy restaurant in New York. So this room was upwards of, I want to say 6 to 10 grand just to rent the room alone.
Probably, yeah.
So I go in there, I'm like, do I need a microphone? And the woman, her friend, is like, no, 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 it's such an intimate affair. And I go, oh my, am I literally going to be doing voices with my dusty ass wigs on top of these women eating Dover sole? That's what it was. I mean, they're trying to enjoy their Pinot, and I'm over here like, all right, happy birthday. So I heard you're an Aquarius, and like these women are like, what is going on? So it was one of my favorite gigs I've ever gotten because I literally just got to do voices for 30 minutes, but it really was funny about how intimate it was. And I thought I was annoying them. They were in between courses, but they ended up loving it and we had so much fun. And now I'm ready to move on to bar mitzvahs, baptisms, whatever occasion it is. Like invite me. I'm based in New York.
And like, I would think like viewing parties, like New
Oh,
Jersey is back in our lives. We're going to have Jersey viewing parties.
okay, that's a really good thought. I didn't even think about the viewing parties. So the trailer just came out. The season's premiering what, May?
May, yep, the first week
May.
of May.
I mean, how great would it be to have a Teresa off, well, I'm more like Walmart Teresa, okay? Because my wig is kind of not snatched. I need to get a new wig. But invite me over. Like I'm a lot of fun. I'll drink, I'll take tequila shots, we'll have the best time. And like we'll watch the premiere together.
Well, speaking of the premiere,
Yes.
okay, so what I took notes here because I
Mhm.
rewatched it today. Like, what did you think? So when the season comes on, I'm only going to be talking about Jersey on my Patreon, and that's just what it is. I did just break down that, but let's talk about the trailer. Like, what overall, before I go through my notes here, like, did you think of this trailer? What are you thinking of next season? I have such mixed feelings.
I have such mixed feelings as well. First of all, there seemed like a united front with all the ladies. It was like, let's put bygones be bygones and let's be friends. I'm so happy that we're all connected again. I was like, wait a minute, what? Are we getting a reconciliation here? What is going to happen? So I'm excited to see that. And then the whole Louis of it all. They're kind of painting Louis as the villain again. But it looks like it's a lot about Teresa, so that makes me happy. What did you think?
I mean, I thought like, well, we know like Teresa and Melissa don't speak at all for the whole season. I feel like, well, it starts with like these ass shots and these, like, I feel like this whole party atmosphere, I feel like in a
Yeah.
way, I don't know how much we really have here on. I don't know how much meat is on these bones. So like I
Right.
feel like it was almost like distracting us in the sense that like it doesn't seem like a lot happens to me this
Mhm.
season. I mean, we know these two don't speak, but I feel like I don't know. I felt like it was like some distraction to like, is there any meat on the bone of this next season coming on New Jersey?
It did give off like dead carcass vibes. I was like, wait a minute, are they in the same place? Are they trying to trick us and making it look like Teresa is now talking with Melissa? Because we know that they're still not talking.
Yeah.
So they were trying to create like or fabricate a storyline that we already know is not happening. So I was a little bit confused, but they did it. It did look like they were at the same